So what if I told you there's a philosophy for building wealth that's, well, almost shockingly simple? Today, we're going to break down a really powerful lecture that offers a key to financial freedom. And it all starts with changing how you think. Let's get right into it.
It really boils down to this one question. Are you a laborer, someone who trades their time for money? Or are you a capitalist, someone who makes their money work for them? Now, you might think you know the answer, but the world we live in is kind of set up to push you into one of these roles.
And that push leads directly to what we all know as the laborer's rat race. You know, that endless hamster wheel of working to pay bills, just have to work more to pay more bills? It feels exhausting. And guess what? It's like that for a reason.
I mean, think about it from the time we're kids. What are we told? Go to school, get good grades, get a safe, secure job. It's not that different from a farmer teaching his kids how to work the fields, right? The goal is to create a good worker. This whole system isn't some accident. It's basically designed to make sure there are always people available to do the labor.
And this slide just lays it all out in black and white. On one side, the laborer's life, totally run by the alarm clock, the mortgage payments, that constant grinding stress. But then you look at the capitalist's life, and it's all about freedom. It's not about being lazy, not at all. It's about your assets, your money doing the hard work so you are free to do what you're truly passionate about.
All right, so how in the world do you get from that first column over to the second? Well, it all starts with a huge, fundamental shift in how you see the world. It's an awakening about what wealth really is and your right to it.
Okay, this one can be a little tough to hear, but it's really the heart of the problem. Struggling with money isn't some kind of personal failure. The system actually needs you to be a little worried about your bills. It needs you to have that car payment, that mortgage. Why? Because those things keep you dependent on the next paycheck. They keep you on the rat race wheel. And this is the idea that changes the entire game. You have to really let this one sink in. Being wealthy is not just for the lucky few. It is your natural state. Just like you have a right to clean air, this philosophy argues you have a right to be wealthy. The main thing holding you back is a lifetime of being told that you don't.
And let's be clear, this isn't just about hoarding a pile of cash. That's not the point. Wealth is the tool. Happiness, freedom, purpose, that's the goal. It's about having the resources to finally be free from that constant money anxiety so you can focus on what you're actually here to do.
Okay, so if you're on board with the idea that wealth is your birthright, the next logical question is, how do I claim it? And you won't believe how simple the answer is. It's almost disappointingly simple. Let's look at the actual mechanics.
So the key isn't some secret stock tip or complicated trading strategy. It's simply buying the whole market, or a big piece of it, through an index fund. Think of it like this. You're buying a tiny slice of the top 100 most innovative companies all at once. The specific one recommended here is the NASDAQ 100. So you're not betting on Apple or Microsoft. You're making one single bet on human progress itself. And here they are, the only 4 rules you need to know. It's brilliant in its simplicity. Rule 1, buy the index. Rule 2, buy at any time you have money. Don't worry about whether the market is up or down. Just buy. Rule 3, hold it for a long time. We're talking decades here, not months. And Rule 4, probably the hardest one of all, never, ever sell.
Never sell? I know, that sounds insane, right? Especially when the market is crashing. But this rule is backed by just an incredible amount of data. Because the magic ingredient in this whole recipe, it isn't being smart, it's time. Just look at this number, 27,740,000. That's how much $1, just one, invested in the stock market 200 years ago would have grown into. It's an almost unimaginable number, and it shows you the explosive power of long-term compound growth.
And this chart just drives that point home. I mean, look at stocks compared to other things people consider safe, like bonds or gold. It's not even in the same league. It's not even on the same planet. Over the long haul, stocks have been the undisputed engine of wealth creation.
Now, here's a mind-bender about risk. We're all taught that stocks are risky and bonds are safe. But check this out. If your time frame is long enough, like 20 years or more, history shows that idea completely flips on its head. There's never been a 20-year period where the stock market lost money, but there have been periods where bonds did. Time, you see, completely changes the definition of risk. Okay, so using the power of time sounds great in theory, but this path, while simple, is definitely not easy. It requires a kind of emotional strength and discipline that, frankly, most people just don't have. So let's talk about the absolute non-negotiable rules for starting this journey.
You have to ask yourself these questions, and you have to be brutally honest. Could you really watch your life savings get cut by 70% and not hit the sell button? Because it'll probably happen at some point. Do you have a big pile of cash set aside so you're never forced to sell your investments to fix a leaky roof? And can you just tune out all the crazy headlines and financial news telling you to panic every other day? Your psychology is everything here.
And this is a direct warning. It's probably the single most important piece of advice we're going to cover. If the idea of a massive market crash makes you feel sick to your stomach, you are not ready for this. And you know what? That is perfectly okay. The goal isn't to dive in unprepared. It's to get yourself to a place where you are prepared.
So we've talked about the trap of the rat race, the big mindset shift, the simple strategy, and the mental toughness required. But what's it all for? What's the real end goal of all this work?
And here it is. The ultimate point isn't to see a giant number in your brokerage account. That's not the win. The win is what that money buys you. It buys you your time back. It buys you freedom from anxiety. It buys you the ability to pour all of your energy into your true purpose, whatever that is. It's about getting off the hamster wheel so you can finally run your own race.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. These are real stories. Cad, who worked in finance, had to spend 5 years unlearning everything she thought she knew to embrace this, and it totally changed her life. And then there's Tom, just 29, saddled with student debt. He made the bold move to invest, and now he's actually building real wealth instead of just treading water.
And once you're on this path, it even changes how you think about spending. This philosophy says money is like energy. It needs to flow. So spending it on things that improve your life, that help the people you love, that let you have amazing experiences, that's not wasteful. That's a moral good. That's the whole point. Hoarding money until you die is just trapping that energy forever.
So I want to leave you with this one last question. Just for a second, forget about the strategy. Forget about the stock market. If you woke up tomorrow and had $100 million in the bank, money is no object forever, what would you do with your life? What would your mission be? Because figuring out the answer to that question, that's the real reason to want to be wealthy in the first place.